Man, yeah. It's been a minute. Been a minute. We haven't had a chance to talk music and everything about it in a minute, y'all. But hey, welcome back. We hopefully you came back. This is made in the 1980s, the live edition. Expect a new episode this Friday. That's not this one. All right. We've been having some very dope and cool conversations. Hopefully, y'all checking them out on our well, wherever you listen to podcasts. Really, it could be Apple, it could be Spotify, anywhere, YouTube. Even you could be watching the video on YouTube as well. And we appreciate whatever platform you decide to view us on. I believe this is also the first time that this live stream will be on Twitch. So let's see if people are still there. I know that consistency is part of making sure that people keep showing up for the lives. So we will do our best to keep that going. I haven't had a chance to really nerd out from a music perspective in a minute, man. So I'm looking forward to this. Matter of fact, I believe the last live we did, Eminem had dropped Houdini.
Yeah.
And we had a difference of opinion about what the song meant, what to expect. Obviously, I had high expectations for this, and we'll talk about it. But first, let's get to our just immediate reviews, man. Eminem drops The Death of Slim Shady. Over an hour long. I think it's like 19, 20 tracks.
19 tracks.
19. Beautiful. 19 tracks. And I want to kick it off by saying, still to this day, I still do believe that Eminem is the greatest rhymer of words ever in life. I do not think a person on planet Earth, because I have not been to Mercury recently or Neptune, I believe on planet Earth, when it comes to rhyming words, nobody does it better than Eminem. And I believe this project is a glaring example of that at an actual newer level than what we've heard before. What do you think about so far with just that statement and whatever you got to say about the album in general?
I'll agree with that 100%. Like some of the shit that this dude was saying, like not even the bullshit that he was saying,
Yeah.
the creativeness of how he was piecing this shit together. Like when you first wanted to initially talk about it, that's why I said, no, give me a couple more days. I got to listen to this shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I had to like have like some zone out time where it was just on repeat.
Mm-hmm.
In order for me to get full context, I ain't gonna say context because he didn't say shit, but in order for me to get full context of some of the stuff that he was saying, because this guy is the epitome of wordsmith.
Mm-hmm.
He may like words more than you do.
Oh, absolutely. I am not near that tier because the way, like, there's one thing to have a pretty extensive vocabulary, right? But then it's the amount of euphemisms, metaphors, homonyms, and just like word bending that just sometimes it's so simple it's complex.
Yes.
And Eminem has this uncanny ability to use all of the same words that we use on a daily basis, but now they sound different now that he's using them. Like that, like, because I know it's been highlighted, I think on the internet already on the song Fuel, where the man says he didn't just spell rapper without P, did he? And it's like, wow. Talk about three things being explained at one time with basic words. It's unbelievable. dog. Just being very transparent is unbelievable, and from start to finish, um, every every chance that he got to rhyme on here, I was thoroughly impressed. Um, we can get into the features and everything like that, but just on Eminem's performance alone, stellar. But you're also talking to a person that I don't think that Eminem has slacked on rhyming ever. Um, I know how people feel about accents and content, but he is rhyming impeccably on Relapse and on Recovery and on Revival and Kamikaze. Uh, music to be murdered by is phenomenal lyrically. That is, for just rhyming sake, that might be in the top 5 of greatest rhyming albums ever.
I don't think it. I don't think anybody's ever questioned his rhyming ability. Like his rhyming ability has never been up for question, and anybody that's ever questioned it was really just hating.
Absolutely.
Like whether you like him or not, you cannot question his rhyming ability. It was just to the fact of Eminem just, and like I said the last time we discussed it, I liked Music to Be Murdered By. I liked Kamikaze and enjoyed the hell out of them.
Mm-hmm.
But it was like, it's okay to be past your prime though. And it became repetitive.
Okay.
You know, we know you're a phenomenal rhymer. We know that. We don't know. I said anybody that second guesses that, they're hating.
Mm-hmm.
We know you're a phenomenal rhymer. But what else?
And to your point, I think that is why it's understandable when people don't have Eminem in their top 5, top 10, even top 15. When we're talking about complete rappers, right? I think that all makes sense. I've learned a long time ago, and I want to say it's probably at the Encore album, that I do not judge Eminem. I do not listen to Eminem for content that reflects me. I am a black kid from the Midwest, and even though he's a white kid from the Midwest, we live 2 different lives in every sense of the word. Yes, there are some parallels, but there has never been too many times throughout his albums and just throughout his career where I felt Eminem is speaking to or for me. However, I don't hold that against him like most people do. And when I say most people, I'm strictly talking about the people that's like, man, you ain't never been in the car and somebody said, put that Eminem on. And that's not true. You know what I'm saying? Like I do want to be clear, from 98 to 2003, I definitely heard that. I definitely heard that. And coincidentally, he was hanging around the most black people ever, probably during that time of his life. So, you know what I'm saying? Whether you want to hear 50 and M and Lloyd, Lloyd Banks, that is. Dre, Dr. Dre and Eminem and D12, even though a lot of black people didn't like D12. And that's cool. Hey, what up, my man? Yeah, put the Eminem show in. Absolutely. Shoot, I was the one requesting that, and so was my guy Sam. Yo, put that Eminem show in. That, to me, that's still my favorite Eminem album. Because of the range of content, to be honest with you. That is I guess, the conundrum we're in, right? Eminem, this elite rhymer, this bender of words, this master of just vocabulary, may not go down anywhere near the top 5 of complete rappers of all time. And I think that's okay. Because we don't live in a world now where rapping is even looked at as a real career. Like, it's not serious. A lot of people are one great album or mixtape or EP at this point and done. You know, like, you know, we grew up in a time where being a one-hit wonder was the worst thing you could be, and you would get ridiculed. Now you got a lot of people that are just, I just need one hit, and then I'm gonna do something else. Whether that's TV, or it's music, other forms of music, movies, plays. You might end up on Broadway or something. You might just start a construction company. It's like, yeah, I had to hit this lick. I got a hit single, and now I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna start a trucking business. It's like, oh, all right, like cool, like whatever works for you, fam. But enough about Eminem itself. I want to talk about the album in detail. So, although I like the rhyming, disappointed in the actual concept structure of the album. I'm here to say, weighing off top, I set my expectations too high, and I'm trying to not kick myself for it. What say you?
You shouldn't have set your expectations too high. You should have listened to exactly what I said the last time we discussed this. You didn't listen to me.
True.
This is my chance. But I told you we was gonna have a conversation. Mm-hmm. I was gonna kick your back in as we talk about music. Now let me cook.
Hey, look, you got it. Hey, look, I'm gonna mute up. You do your thing.
When we talked about Houdini, I specifically said, based off of how Marshall Mathers LP was presented, and it was probably the darkest album I've ever heard in my life. Like, everything on that album was just him discussing his traumas, where they come from, you know, when they came, the whole nine. It was just a dark album. I said that this next album is going to be the complete opposite. He's not going to take it serious. It's going to be a joke. And from start to finish, all he did was everything that everybody told him you can't do in today's society. He gave us 19 albums of My Dad's Going Crazy.
Nah. You lost me there.
He gave me 19 songs of My Dad's Going Crazy. All he did was everything that he got away with in the early 2000s. Mm-hmm. He knew he was going to get ridiculed, but he also knew that us was going to be like, yeah, shut y'all bitch asses up. This is just Eminem being Eminem. And he gave us controversial Slim Shady. Mm-hmm. So what I'm saying is he gave us Marshall Mathers LP previously, where it was more deep. It had meaning. Like, he wasn't just rapping to be rapping. He was presenting a message, whether you got it or not. As to the death of Slim Shady, as Joe Budden would say, he really just got up there and just rhymed words really well.
Yeah, and Joe.
And he had a lot of fucking fun making this album. I guarantee you. He enjoyed being in the studio making this album. Mm-hmm. This album for Eminem wasn't work. He didn't feel like he was working. He enjoyed himself. He said, I'm not going to censor myself. I'm going to say all of the shit that I'm not supposed to say, and fuck you for it.
Mm-hmm. For sure. So, I'm sorry, you done? Mm-hmm. I didn't want to cut you off. So, okay. I hear what you're saying. But the differences with My Dad's Going Crazy is I felt that was more tongue-in-cheek. I'll tell you what I mean by my own personal disappointment. I thought we were going to get a very introspective album about how Slim Shady just does not fit in 2024 and how he has to kill Slim Shady off to be at peace with himself and who he is today. And to be fair, we got a hint of that, especially within the first 6 tracks. Excuse me. However, it was more leaning towards the act of Marshall Mathers realizing that Slim Shady is going to get them both canceled if he doesn't shut up. And I mess with the concept, but it did become it wasn't detailed enough for me. It wasn't thorough enough for me. Marshall Mathers LP 1 and 2, right? I think that you got more life and realism. Marshall Mathers LP 2, obviously, I'm on drugs and I'm out of control, but I'm not the real problem with America, right? Marshall Mathers LP 2 is like, man, a lot of dark and crazy and messed up things have happened. I'm probably the cause of a lot of it. Let me at least try to mend as many relationships as possible. Even though unfortunately, casualty has struck, proof is gone, and things aren't the same. And him and his mom had to rekindle. Him and Kim divorced, and he's picked up. He has another child now, but Haley's getting older. It was a lot of that, right? Where the death of Slim Shady, where you say my dad's going crazy, I think it's more I just don't give a fuck and still don't give a fuck on repeat. I kind of feel it was more. I feel it was more of that, which again we can't deny the rhyming, but at the same time I was just hoping for a little more depth because for me, because he rhymes so well, I was looking for just a deeper concept of the album. I was just looking for a deeper concept. I wanted it to mean something. Hey, listen, not for nothing. I wanted the Joe Buddens and the Gucci Manes and the other people of the world, like some of my cousins and Bang, to be like, yo, he actually rapping about something I want to hear, or this content is palatable to me. I wanted him to answer to that. And unfortunately, I mean, we didn't get it. But at the same time, as a sincere fan of Eminem and a sincere fan of his rhyming, I had to check myself because, unfortunately, for me, on the deeper introspective or storytelling parts of this album, he's talking about dying and not being alive and what his children are going to do without him. And it just feels eerie to me. I don't like when rappers talk about death. I just don't, because historically it just hasn't ended well.
Yeah. It was parts of the album, and those parts didn't necessarily stand out to me until you just said something. Mm-hmm. Because I couldn't get past the fact of how aggressively he was purposely trying to get canceled. Mm-hmm. You're starting the songs off with some of the some way out shit that I won't even repeat because you got a platform to protect. But my personal perspective was like I said, the way I viewed it before. Marshall Mathers LP 2, and then he went into this one just doesn't really matter anymore. Mm-hmm. I don't care what the world is going to say. I know the world aren't going to separate the two from Marshall Mathers and Slim Shady, but I'm going to play dumb and act like they will. And he basically what I'm trying to say, I'm not mad at the album. Mm-hmm. If you are more of a Slim Shady fan than an Eminem fan, this is the perfect album for you.
Okay.
Like my brother's gonna fucking love it. Cause he loved when he got in there and he said the reckless shit and he was enjoying himself and it was funny and like my brother's going to fucking excuse me, he's going to cake so bad for this album. Cause this is his favorite version of Eminem, the Slim Shady version. So to that, I think it depends on the person that's listening is going to get that tape. Me personally, I like a mixture of both. Give me a little bit of both. But like I said, Marshall Mathers LP, it was just so dark for me. It was almost hard to listen to.
Talking about the second one?
Yeah, the Marshall Mathers LP too. It was almost hard to listen to because it was just like me and you discussed. To me, it was like what's the word? It was therapeutic.
Mm-hmm.
I really want to personally take this whole album just to get all of this shit off my chest all at once. But it was so much. It was so much. And it was just like, fuck. Like, if you was having a bad day and you listen to that, your day just got worse. It still can't take anything away from his rhyming ability. Because he still gave you that. And then he gave you Death of Slim Shady, Coup de Grace.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, it was the total opposite.
Yeah.
Like, I really feel like he enjoyed the fuck out of this just on the simple fact of I am going to say all the bullshit that I want to say. And I don't care what you guys think about it anymore. Mm-hmm. I'm done being mad at you guys for not liking Recovery. I'm over all of that. I'm going to be Slim Shady for a whole fucking album.
Mm-hmm.
Either you're going to like it or you're not going to like it. So that's my favorite part about it.
Yeah. Yeah. No, and I never thought we would see the day where Eminem would get on an album and speak to how people didn't like his albums. Like I never thought that day was coming based on how he started, like the first 4 albums. But hey, look, there's something to be said about when you're the white boy and there's video or audio of you calling a black girl the N-word. And so ever since then, like since Encore, Yellow Brick Road, Eminem has been making it appear like he's been making it a claim like, yo, I apologize. Like, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do this. I didn't mean to do that. And then, then drugs take over, unfortunately. And I think even with all of that, I get the personal aspects, but once people stop liking the album, so now that takes us to Relapse, and was that 2009, 2010? Mm-hmm. So he spent a lot of last decade apologizing. And I wasn't a fan of those records, but unfortunately, there's too many mentions throughout, the next 2 or 3 of him just apologizing. Outside of Bad Meets Evil, which again, I think that's an incredible joint album, him and Royce. If y'all have not heard Bad Meets Evil, held the sequel, you should. It is still phenomenal. I'm just happy that carefree rhyming is back. Let's just push it forward, right? Here's the really great part about this album. And it's not just the fact that it's going to be probably some of the best rhyming that we'll hear. Finally, somebody who made their bread and butter on saying anything in the most creative and artistic way is back to the forefront. Somewhere along the lines, if you want my personal opinion, somewhere along the lines, we have gotten to the space where people just stop being creative with the way they deliver bars, whether they be slanderous, entertaining, or distasteful and disrespectful. And finally, a guy has, or, a rapper, I'll just say, because women can do it too. A person has emerged from all of this stream heavy blanket statement, rumor and innuendo type of rap to just make you think about everything that's been in the news and the most clever way to say it. Like hearing Eminem's Meg bars and innuendos does make Drake's bar sound worse. You know, even though like I felt I got it, even just the way it was trying to be an entendre in itself, it didn't quite land. But even the aspect of do I got a shot at getting the feat from Megan as in feature and playing on the incident. I was like, yo, see, that's real entendre. That's real wordplay. That's real wordsmithing for you. You know what I'm saying? It's so I enjoyed like moments like that. I enjoyed every single P. Diddy bar. He's been rapping about Diddy since 98, 99, and his Diddy bars keep getting better. Like they keep getting better. He's not recycled one yet.
I mean, Diddy is most definitely not making it hard for him.
Right. True. and yet he still makes the rhyme even more complex, which is great in itself.
I had something I want that. Okay, yeah. So do you think purposely, maybe it wasn't on purpose, do you think this album will make it so that other artists aren't so cautious in what they say in music now? Because cancel culture has everybody so shook. Can't say this, can't do this, can't say this, can't do that. Me personally, fuck cancel culture.
Mm-hmm.
It's ruined so much. But if people would stop caring about cancel culture, it'll go away. So do you potentially think this may open the floodgates for other artists, whether rapper, singer, comedian? No, we're just going to go back to just saying what the fuck we want to say like we used to.
Mm-hmm. I hope it does. But you know, I never really thought cancel culture was real. Cancel culture is only real to the people that never really liked you anyway, right? I was just watching The Dark Side of Comedy, and you know, even though Kanye wants the claim of being canceled before cancel culture was a thing, there was a comedian called Andrew Dice Clay that beat him to the punch way before that. And on the outside looking in, I didn't realize what they were trying to pin on him. They basically were saying that Andrew Dice Clay's comedy was inciting homophobia, gay bashing, and hate crimes. Like that's what they pinned on him. And it's all stemming from a woman who did not want to be on the episode of SNL with him. And she was a cast member. And they were basically trying to blame him for basically everything that ever happened to anybody that would be deemed part of LGBTQA plus back in the 90s, like early 90s, even to the point where he had to give his own monologue on the Arsenio Hall show in an effort to kind of keep his career, and was blackballed temporarily. But present day, he's back doing comedy. He's even been in a couple movies that people actually like. And I think the thing is, cancel culture today is only loud because of the internet. Because if you look at it this way, when has there ever been a time an Eminem album is dropped and everybody has loved it?
This is true.
Like, so from the door, people didn't like that he killed Dr. Dre in the song and he wanted to bury his child's mother, right? That was album one. and he's talking about doing drugs. The second album, he's talking about doing drugs, uh, uh, shooting up schools. Matter of fact, hey, listen, one of my favorite rhyme schemes ever is came home and somebody broke in my back window and stole 2 loaded machine guns and both of my trench coats. I was like, oh my God. Like, he's basically saying, hey, look, the Columbine shit is from my crib. Hey, but that's no different from him saying him and Marcus Allen is the ones that killed Nicole Brown Simpson and Ron Goldman. Like, he acquitted OJ before even after the case. He was like, he was never there. It was me. It was me and Marcus Allen. We went over to see Nicole. Heard a knock at the door. It must have been Ron Gold. Came behind the door, put the orgy on hold, killed them both, and smeared blood on the white Bronco. We did it. So you think about that. Then he wants to album 2. He's doing all that. He wants to fight wrestlers. Now he strangles his daughter's mother to death and drags her drags her and buries her like in the ocean or something like that. So Eminem show. Now he's become the focus of white America. He was like, look, I'm still not the problem here. It's just so many white people think effed up like this. And I'm about to go kill the dude that's with my daughter's mother, who I've been killing the last 2 albums. So literally, and we could go on and on with this, but literally what I'm saying, that there has never been a time where somebody hasn't been has died, killed, been slandered, spoken out against, or where he's faced the possible controversy of like, hey, you know what? It's possible a lot of people will not like what I have to say. Which is why I was so mad that he apologized for like 2 or 3 albums. Like, yo, this is what you do.
But I think that, not to cut you off, but I think that was due to the fear of what became cancel culture.
Mm-hmm.
I think that those 2 words has the world so fucking shook. Like even me and you, when we talk, we talk. We don't disrespect anybody. If we hurt your feelings, it wasn't on purpose. And if it was, we directly told you we came to hurt your feelings.
Mm-hmm, for sure.
But there's still certain sayings and words and phrases that we won't use to protect the brand.
Mm-hmm.
In ducks of being demonetized, cancel culture, that will get you demonetized, all of that.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're in this world and you're saying what you're saying, you're doing what you're doing, you have to be, I ain't gonna say you have to be, but you become really cautious.
Mm-hmm.
Like take it back. So we talked about Andrew Dice Clay. Eddie Murphy, Raw and Delirious being shot today.
Mm-hmm.
Eddie Murphy's career never becomes Eddie Murphy's career. And I'm super shocked that nobody's ever said, oh, let's go back to 1981 and cancel Eddie Murphy
right.
for what he said 40 fucking years ago.
Yeah.
Because they do that. Why? Because they just want to stir up the pot.
Mm-hmm. And if not by the comedy specials, by 48 hours, the movie, by the time we get to 48 hours, he's out of here.
He's out of here.
He's out of here.
He's out of here. Because in Raw, he dropped the F-bomb about 100 times.
Yeah.
20 times in one,
yeah.
in one segment.
It was just one segment. You think it's one joke? But it ain't. It's like, oh no, this is how you feel at this point, right?
So it's like, I really hope that this album, him decide, you know what, fuck it, I'm just gonna say it. I don't care what the outcome is. Why? I'm back to, I still don't give a fuck.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You're not apologizing anymore. You're getting back to I'm going to be me. Either you're gonna like it or you're not. The album's already out there.
Mm-hmm.
I can't take it back.
Yeah, nah.
It's either you're gonna like it or you're not gonna like it. It's out there, and I pray that a lot of motherfuckers pull their panties out their ass and say, you know what? Let's rap this shit.
Yeah.
Because one of my all-time favorite rapper, DMX, he would drop an F-bomb on a song so fast.
Oh yeah.
Nobody ever said a word to him about it though.
Yeah.
He didn't care.
Yeah, you just couldn't tell DMX anything. The wildest part about DMX is that he would throw the other F word out there, but then say something so homoerotic.
So
And I just be like, now wait a minute now. You just said all your mans that been to jail before. Mine. I don't know if I feel that bar. I don't know about that one.
He would shoot that SMD out so fast.
Yeah. And like invitations on deck, which always it bothered me. I won't lie, it bothered me. And I had to I don't know, one day I came to a revelation, it's like I'm not gonna tell men to do that anymore. Like, unless I'm truly ready to kill or die. Because I don't really want the offer to be accepted.
You got three choices: kill, die, or receive. Be careful what you wish for.
Yeah, there's life. Because on the flip side, if a woman walks up to me, nigga, eat my pussy. Okay. Do you want to do it right here, or should we go to your home? Are you want to be where I'm at? I can handle this in the car if you like, but it's like, what do? You know what I mean? It's like, but like, yeah, you're threatening me with a spectacular time for both of us, by the way. So I get it. Shout out to the chat, everybody in here. Poppy Hamon, what's happening, sir? LP was like, but they did try to cancel Jim Carrey for Ace Ventura. And you're right, because it was animals. But listen, beating up the dolphin at the end of the movie is funny as hell. I don't care.
Whoa. They tried to cancel Ace Ventura?
Oh yeah. It was kind of early in the cancel culture.
Like, was it Peter? Absolutely. Peter don't count. Peter don't count. We don't fuck Peter. We don't care about what Peter talking about.
Yeah, absolutely not. It's like, yo, he's like, you just cost me $25,000, Polly. Yeah, blow me. And that's still one of the funniest moments. Man, okay. Eminem, Death to Slim Shady. Overall, let's say out of 5. What do you give the album out of 5 before we segue?
Death to Slim Shady, 5 being the best?
Yes.
2.5.
Damn.
2.5.
Okay.
Because outside of, like, the two things, outside of the fact that he stopped giving a fuck again,
mm-hmm.
and you can't deny his ability to rhyme words. We've heard it all.
Yeah.
Everything that he said in this album, he gave us in his first 3.
True. I'll give you that.
I've heard it. So I tell you what, I'll give it a 3 because his rhyming ability gets better and better every time.
Oh, okay, there we go.
I'll give it a 3 because whether you like the album or not, his ability to put words together gets better every fucking time.
Yes.
I'll give him a solid 3.
And for that, literally what you're saying, I'm going to give him a 3.5, and I was kind of willing to lean towards 4, but then I remember Music to Be Murdered By, both versions. And man, that's just otherworldly. So we're gonna go 3.5 for me. For everything that you said about just the rhyming. Obviously, I wanted something more from the base storyline, but again, you can't deny just the actual talent. I would rather hear this than a lot of the BS that comes out that just lacks brain power to actually, rap. A lot of guys are just speaking to one run-on sentences to a beat, and this is actually the aspect of rhyming and crafting words, and I will always be a fan of that. So 3.5 for me. Death of Slim Shady LP. Hey, LP, both of y'all are right though. The mass cancel culture, it was the homophobic part because Einhorn was a man and he didn't want to like when Einhorn kissed him and all that. But low key though, because of it was when nature calls, I think an animal like gets hit or dies in that too, and also the beating up of the mascot at the end. They really tried to get Ace Ventura out of here for all the Ace Ventura movies. And I think for something that got said in The Mask, I don't know who came for Jim Carrey or who he pissed off on the way to the top, but yeah, they were trying to get rid of him for a minute.
Yeah, I did not know that.
Yeah, I didn't understand that at all. But well, still here. Hey, and you know what? Also, though, man, I'm also done. Before we segue, I'm done with critiquing the actual content of rappers' albums because the more and more I age and the more and more I listen to rap albums, what I'm learning is a lot of rappers are just going to say the same shit. And they're going to have their apex and they're going to have your favorite album. But, overall, you're pretty much getting the same thing. There's not too many rappers that fall out of that category, like, whether it is an Eminem, but at the same time, like Snoop, it's kind of rapped about the same thing for 30 years. You have, for the most part, like Beanie Siegel or Jeezy, T.I., and Ludacris, like everybody's kind of doing their thing. Doesn't really matter where you are, where you're from. Scarface, you're kind of getting the same product. It's not like singing where you can take your vocal ability to a new level. You might get a couple songs of introspection about or how rich they are or how broke they are today or how they were. But overall, if an album has 14 tracks, most likely your favorite rappers, 7 of them are going to be the same songs you heard from their debut. It's just better production, better hook, maybe a different angle of the concept. So I'm actually done just critiquing the actual content. Just moving forward. It's just to make me feel better about myself, to be honest.
I mean, I get that because me and my brother had a conversation about T.I.'s Us or Else album. I thought that album was fucking phenomenal. I loved it from beginning to end.
It's sincerely dope. It is.
But my brother can't get into the whole T.I., let's change the world, let's make the world a better place rap. He wants to continue to hear trap music too.
Exactly.
But the contradiction is you championed Jay for 444. Pick one, nigga.
Hey. And see, and you know what though? But see, here's the crafty part of Jay-Z albums. Jay-Z's been rich since 1996, as far as our ears know. He's just been rich in different ways. We assumed he was rich from drugs in the mid to late 90s, right? Then Hard Knock Life sells 5 million, so now he can say he's rich off rap. And then and the Hard Knock Life tour is just so big, so now he's rich off rap. Then he was like, "Hey, nigga, I'm still up, but now I'm the best rapper alive." Right? Like then it was, I'm up. I'm still the best rapper alive, and now my wife is Beyonce. So now I'm out, right? And then he comes back to be like, hey, bro, Still up. I could be the best rapper again if I want to be. But let me tell you that I'm just older than you niggas. I'm aging gracefully. But then, and then we get all the way to 444. Hey, look, I'm super up. I'm like a billionaire now. Almost lost my wife. But gotcha. And you know what? Even at my age, because you never heard a guy rapping this well at this age before. But I'm rich. Don't you ever forget. I'm rich. Every Jay-Z album is, hey, but you know what? I don't get tired of hearing it. I don't, because it's like, hey, yo, you know what? I'm still trying to get my first million. So there's still some stuff I got to relate to on the way up. So it reminds me of just like, man, I don't know. I actually don't mind. I just care about the creativity. I have always been the person that was like, look, I don't care what you're rapping about. Just make the rap sound cool. That's kind of been my thing. So I totally get it. But yeah, much like your brother, I want to hear either trap music, T.I., or I want to hear Paper Trail, T.I. Those are my two. Because Paper Trail to me is his best album, just track for track. I became a fan of T.I. because of trap music. But if you're asking me just like when rapping mattered the most, and he's never been like bad at rapping, but something about him on Paper Trail, it was almost like he knew he was either going to do life or get killed in prison. So he was just like, well, let me get this shit off. Yeah. He's going crazy on that album.
He most definitely felt like he had a lot to say. He had a lot to say.
Absolutely, man. As we segue here, Made in the 1980s live, man, we appreciate all of y'all being here in the chat and on the live streams, wherever you're listening or watching from, you know what I'm saying? Twitch, YouTube, Facebook. It could be either of those. Hip hop, man. While we're worried about who listens to who in the car, a lot of our most infamous or famous moguls, label heads, CEOs, or gangsters, if you will, have just they're being defeated by the internet. And perhaps we got to add one more to the eulogy, man. We might have to add one more, man. Because Jay Prince picked the wrong two guys to try to get his art and science of respect off on. He picked the wrong guys, bro. Cam and Mace, because of their opinions about Shakur Stevenson and his boxing entertainment value, have raised the ire of Jay Prince, who is his manager and has a vested interest in the guy. And he felt the need to say that he was going to cover all bets and fades with Cam and Mace, like both of them. I thought that was a mistake, just in general. But man, Mace gets a lot of slack. No, he gets a lot of flack for being the guy that was on top of the world on Bad Boy, then left, went to go be a pastor. We questioned a lot of things about Mace, and he was 1 foot in the game, 1 foot out. He got mega churches, but then he got albums. He got Brandy. He got skits on mixtapes talking about how he didn't bang Brandy out, all of that. You know what I'm saying? But one thing I'm starting to realize about Mace, with It Is What It is the fact that no matter how much he claims to love Jesus, he do not care about you niggas. He doesn't care at all. He does not care. And he wants you to know he does not care. It's funny. Oh my God, Jones is here too. Because I was around some very big Mace haters. And I was like, hey man, I used to joke because I didn't really know. I was like, hey man, Mace might see you in real life and try to run your fade, son. You might want to chill. And now, do this new platform on this sports show. I'm figuring out that he's right. I was right. Like Mace will pull up and most likely will slap the shit out of you in the name of Jesus. And it will confuse you. It will confuse you. And after you get your perspective, I wanna know how you feel about Jay Prince. I'll just say Jay Prince, the infamous mob figure now. Like, how do you feel about that?
This is just Jay Prince alone and his.
Yeah, we're going to broaden the conversation, but let's
presence.
stick with Jay Prince right now.
Now, my history on Jay Prince is he was the rap Suge Knight before there was a Suge Knight. He was somebody you didn't want to fuck with. You didn't want to cross Jay Prince. I always was told that Jay Prince was an extremely dangerous man.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not going to say, I guess if I have to clear it up, I will. Up until recently, you can even say now, since this whole Shakur Stevens, Mace Cameron whole situation.
Mm-hmm.
What Mace said really made me like, he's right. Like, it's really hard for me to give a take on this because Cam and Mace's take was perfect.
Yeah, it was.
Like, it's so hard for me to give a take on it when I was still in their take.
Yeah. Facts. Facts.
But it's like, yes, at one time you were the rap game's boogeyman. Chill. Go take care of the grandbabies.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like, chill. But like Cam said, don't pick and choose your battles.
Mm-hmm.
If I walk around my hood all day with everybody from my hood thinking, oh, they'll slap the shit out of me. Mm-hmm. I need to be able to go to another hood and have that same fear.
Absolutely. You got to be.
I need to be able to go to a whole nother state and instill that same fear.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, but once you reach a certain age, why are you still trying to instill fear in people?
Yeah. Yeah.
And how do you big homie a nigga that's old enough to be a big homie? I'm a big homie now.
Yeah.
Cam and Mace ain't no rookies.
Yeah, no.
This ain't fucking late 90s, early 2000s.
Yeah.
This ain't shiny suits.
Hey,
it's 20 plus years.
Hey, but what was so wild though? Even Mace, after he was like, "We not your little niggas," but then at the same time, he was like, "Hey, we don't respect big homies." So he literally putting it out there like, "Hey, even if this was 20 years ago, this was the energy."
Look, one thing I'm gonna say about Betha. Finding Jesus and having the mega church and all of that, and Puff putting them in the shiny suits and making them the ladies' man, a bad boy, and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
When motherfuckers said Betha used to get active,
yeah.
It is what it is. It's showing me that Betha, because old habits die hard.
Yeah, yeah.
Old habits die hard. I genuinely believe that this nigga was in the hood smacking people up and all of that shit. Cause he's too quick to clap back with aggression.
Yeah. Hey.
And I enjoy it thoroughly.
Yeah, I absolutely do. Mace is making it clear. I say what I want to say. And if you got something to say about what I got to say, then we can fight about it. And I respect that.
Can you whoop my ass though?
Hey, there you go. Prayer hands on deck. But can you whoop me though? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how he feels. I want to go back to a point that you were making about, you know, if I'm on one hood and the vibe is I'll slap the shit out of anybody over here. I gotta be able to go to another hood and that energy's gotta be the same. What I love about all of this is that people are realizing how hard it is to be a tough guy 24/7. This is what it is, ladies and gentlemen. This is what it is. You want to be tough? You want to call shots? You want to be the hitter? You want to be out here in the street? Okay, it's 24/7 though, and you can't let anybody slide, because the minute somebody that just feels that they tougher than you sees it, they're going to call it out, and now you have to do something or get something done to you. That is what being street is all about. That's what being the tough guy is all about, and it's not going to change. It's not going to waver. That is, you know, that's why, you know, I guess we were always asked the question in the 90s, right? What would you rather be, feared or loved? It's painfully obvious that we need to start choosing love out here, folks. It's painfully obvious. Like, love better be your mission. You better get on what Heavy D was on. You better get on what the Tribe Called Quest was on. You better get on the love movement, because this tough guy shit has got everybody looking really crazy against the people that are not scared of tough guys. and that's really all it takes. All
Like
it takes is one person not to be scared.
Yeah, that one part. Think about it. Growing up, you've always heard it. That tough guy ain't really tough to another person that's tough.
Mm-hmm.
Michael Jackson. Mike Tyson said it. Everybody's a tough guy until he gets punched in the face.
Yep, that's right. Hey, and Michael Jackson said, "You ain't bad. You ain't nothing. You ain't nothing." Don't hear Mike said something too, damn it.
And as soft as that was, the fact that even though it was just a skit, the fact that he stood up.
Yeah.
I'm not scared of you, my nigga.
Yeah.
No, I don't. No, I don't want to fight. One of my favorite sayings. I ain't looking for no smoke, but I ain't ducking that motherfucking shit either.
Believe it. Yeah,
I went outside to go to the grocery store, get my grocery, and I came back home. Now, it just so happens I crossed some smoke in between. It is what the fuck it is.
Yes.
So, like Cam said, you ain't say shit to Whack.
Mm-hmm.
You ain't, nigga, Youngboy was disrespectful as hell.
Mm-hmm.
Nigga, Kendrick, goddamn it, didn't just shut your motherfucking your little son the fuck down.
Mm-hmm.
To turn this nigga into a meme all year.
Yeah.
Where you at?
Yeah. Hey.
Okay. So what you thought because Bethel never got the church that he was just supposed to just let you say what did you mean by that? Mm-hmm. All fades. You mean fades, nigga? We shooting dice, nigga. What are you talking about?
Right. Yeah, they wanted to be clear too. He's like, I don't even understand what you mean. What are you talking about?
Nigga, we finna go on our pockets, nigga, or nigga, we finna get in the pocket. Nigga, what is we finna do?
Yeah.
Like, but nigga, you 60. Sit your ass down, man, before I break your fucking hip.
Yeah. Yeah. All of that, absolutely agree with. I want to take it one step further. You know what? One person they left out of this that I kind of blame for all of this happening right now. Pusha T. I blame Pusha T for all of this. Taurus gang in the house. His birthday is May 13th. Mine is May 15th. I love Pusha T. Pusha T and I think a lot alike. I'll just be honest. I met him, and that's why I say these kind of things. But outside of that, Pusha T, when he got into the situation with Drake, it got nasty real quick. He was like, I'm not going to waste time with this. I'm going to make this statement on this album about him writing lyrics, and I'm going to leave it alone. We learned quickly that was just bait. That was bait because he obviously thought Pusha T was chump. So Duppy Freestyle comes out. He mentioned his fiance's name. Then Pusha T goes on a very short but very direct rap about how Drake's personal life looks kind of foul and wild and disgusting. Like, you don't want to really be black, but you do want to be black, but you have a baby by a porn star, but you don't try to tell us you're hiding your child. Like, it was really bad. He was like, your life sucks, but I get that you got money. I get it. Like, but your life sucks, right? That's the short version, PG version for anybody out there that missed it. Click
Pusha
on Story
T,
of Melanon.
Pusha T, I kind of salute Drake for that whole beef though.
Mm-hmm.
Because that was the only time that we ever got Pusha T to stop rapping about coke.
Hey, but now he want them coke raps back, don't he? Yeah, listen. Because people forget, like, on crutches, crosses, caskets, that line that says old niggas slapping young niggas. Ha! Imagine that. Where you from, nigga? That's about Drake, all right? That verse is about Drake. Like, and that's before. Shit. Yeah, yeah.
Okay, yeah, I just pieced the two together.
Listen to what he's saying in that verse. And remember, Puff produced that. let's be clear. So he been waiting for the day for Drake to say anything to him on any level. And what happened with that is that, you know, the tracks come out, it gets so vicious that Jay Prince wants to get involved. Now, here's the deal. This is why I blame Pusha T. Because, you know, big, infamous figure, Jay Prince, seemingly caused a peace treaty at that time, right? But he doesn't send a threat to Push. He just tells Drake to not release these records. Because if you release these kind of records, it's going to get out of hand. And Pusha T is on the other side. No, don't listen to him. Drop. I'm waiting. Let's see where this goes. Yeah, no. The gangster stuff, the tough talk, the mob ties. No, do it all. Do it all. I'm prepared. And they're like, no. No, guys, no, stop. Not today, not now. But then you run down on Kanye to do a peace treaty in the concert. See, I don't like that. But that's when it became clear to me. I was like, okay. I think people are forgetting that, or they just don't see that. Because now here we are. We do move forward, present day. It is the Kendrick situation. It is the WAC 100 situation. It is the NBA YoungBoy situation. Shoot, hey, even though they didn't highlight it, hey, there's the takeoff situation.
Yeah.
There's a takeoff situation out there. And every situation, unfortunately, it does have a Jay Prince hand in it. And unfortunately, it doesn't look like the stand-up gangster figure that we had been sold for the last 30 to 40 years. Because really, I think he started his label actually in the 80s.
In the 80s.
So, man, it does have me asking the question. Is hip-hop running out of gangsters? Or now, better yet, did we really actually even have any?
I'll say we had them. I'll say we had them and we're running out. Because, again, Jay Prince is in his 60s.
Mm-hmm.
He still wants to be looked for some odd reason. I feel like he still wants to be looked at as this boogeyman that he was once looked at in the 90s, in the early 2000s. Versus everybody will be perfectly okay with you, as Jones say, being a civilian.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't need to see you. We didn't see you with the whole Tekashi 6ix9ine situation with your son.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Another one.
I didn't expect you to come out for that because it was Tekashi.
Mm-hmm.
I actually thought your son was lame as shit for even addressing that shit. And then letting it go as far as it did.
Mm-hmm.
But now, like I said, go be old. It's okay to go. My best friend, she asked me, well, she made a statement. D, man, I'm getting old and I don't like it.
Mm-hmm.
My reply is, I fucking love it.
Same.
I don't got to keep up with nothing. I don't have to pay attention to nothing but what's important. When you young, like your focus is everywhere. Your focus on everything but the right shit.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody cares what I got on. I needed some black, bro. I needed some black jeans the other day.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't try to go out and find no Levi's. I didn't try to go out. I went to Walmart and got a pair of Rustlers.
Hey, shout to Rustlers.
I went and got me a fucking pair of Rustlers. And I put the motherfucking jeans on, and guess what? I look just as good in the motherfucking Rustlers that I paid fucking $20 for versus a $60 pair of fucking Levi's. Guess what? What time I can get away with that? Because I'm an old nigga.
Hey, yeah, true. True. You ain't got to be at the lunch table to hear about what you got on.
At all. I don't have to hear it. I can walk around in slides all day without nobody saying shit to me. Motherfucker, I'm comfortable. I've been at work for 12 motherfucking hours. Hey, look, embrace being an old nigga. I can't wait till I'm sitting on the porch in the goddamn rocking chair.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because a lot of shit just stopped mattering. If you're going to let your son run the label, let your son run the label. Mm-hmm. If anybody was supposed to say that, this shit wouldn't even have got to where it gotten if he would have just let his son say what he said. Because everybody is saying, Jay Prince, please, sit down. Just go be old. It's okay. I promise you it's okay.
But see, the jig is up, though. I have a couple theories. Another situation we don't talk about, the Meg Thee Stallion situation. Jay Prince hand is in that. With her deal with Rock Nation and how they got it and not, and the baseball player and the money and the bad contract that she was allegedly in or supposedly in. But all of that, see, here's the thing. When you are the father and you've provided a good life for the son, he by default knows two ways to handle things, but he has a lot of first world problems. Jay Prince's first world problems were not the same as his son's first world problems. So my theory is Rap-A-Lot ain't no feared label. It's not feared, and it's also not a giant in the game. Now, keep in mind, respectfully, it never was a giant, but it was respected for being independent, putting out high quality music, and there was a street element to it that gets you very far. No matter how we feel about him today, Jay Prince was still a blueprint for how to be an independent rap label success. Like, those are the things that we cannot strip away from his legacy, no matter how we feel about the actual actions and antics or what have you. You know what I'm saying? However, with his son, again, another whack 100 situation. He was like, yo, your son is not tough and he needs to chill out. Like, the fact that Wack sided with Tekashi was wild at first, right? But he was doing it to say, but your son's not a gangster. Stop telling him like all this mob tie stuff is not real for him. You are putting your sons in danger with real niggas that will not play this with him. Like, because for all things considered, okay, Tekashi wasn't a tough guy, right? And we know that. But the people that were backing him were a lot tougher than the people around the son of Jay Prince. Like that's what we knew. That's what was communicated to us through several videos on the internet. Right. Like that's all we can vouch for. I'm not saying like I was there or anything like that. But saying all that, unfortunately, Black label owners, Black heads of music, unfortunately, outside of like what, Andre Harrell, Russell Simmons, Jermaine Dupri, I guess L.A. Reid too. Everybody else felt that, hey man, I'm gonna have to assert myself in a very violent or gangster manner in effort to get success. And unfortunately, Father Time just starts hanging out. And then when it is the 10-year, the 20-year, 25-year, the 30-year anniversary of your label and the debut album on your label, and all of a sudden, oh wow, it's 2 generations of young people that don't give a fuck who I am out here. Ooh, what am I gonna do now? And
go be old.
That should be the answer, right? But unfortunately, all of the ones, Suge Knight is not exempt from this, because didn't he get knocked out by a barber?
Yeah.
Like, unfortunately, they're like, no, I'm not gonna be old. Matter of fact, no, I'm gonna be a different type of old. Eventually, everybody starts becoming Debo and next Friday. That's what happens. First movie, yeah, you knocking niggas out, you snatching change, you ride on your bike, fucking crackheads, you just doing whatever you want out here. Then you get whooped, you go to jail, then you come, and now you got to come back outside and realize, hey, well, nobody's scared of me now. Now you're almost comical to us. Now you don't seem as tough. Now you look funny. And that is the unfortunate part about what is happening to a lot of our just 80s, 90s figures, unfortunately.
Look, I hear what you're saying, and everything that you're saying is 100% right. The reason why I don't go outside now is because I know that these kids play by a whole different set of rules than what we played by.
Yeah.
It was nothing for us to get in the pocket. Somebody gonna walk away with an L, somebody gonna walk away with a W. Occasionally, I done seen some dead on ties.
Yeah.
The type of time that I'm mentally on when I go out and run into an altercation, these kids now are ready to put their lives on the line to avoid a week of embarrassment.
Yep. Yes,
I'll give my whole life away just so can't nobody say Derek whooped my ass that day.
Yeah.
Just be old.
Mm-hmm.
Like Jay Prince, you probably ain't gonna never see this, but you can't say that didn't nobody try to relay a message to you. These kids don't give a fuck about what you did in the 90s. A lot of them weren't even born then.
Yeah.
So your street cred in the 90s does not relate to these kids.
Yeah.
Like it's local cats around here that, nigga, you know what I used to do, what you used to do, nigga.
Right. Yeah.
My mom was a kid when you used to do this shit.
Yeah.
I don't know shit about you. So your street cred don't hold no fucking weight no more.
Yeah.
And going back to Cam and Mace, We old niggas now.
Mm-hmm.
We not as old as you, but we old niggas now.
Yeah.
We got little homies that look up to us. We big homie niggas. So how the fuck you supposed to big homie me and have my little homies still look up to me?
Yeah.
I just got shunned by a nigga. But these niggas still supposed to follow my lead? You sound dumb as shit, Jay Prince.
Yeah.
Sit your old ass down.
Yeah. Hey, you raise a great point. About just people talking about what they used to do. See, here's the other thing, and I saw this take before we went live on how, like, there may not in other cultures. I'm sorry, whether it's like the Russian mob, Italian mob, whatever. There is this kind of thing doesn't happen, and somebody was asking why don't we tell like the old Italian mobster to go home and be old to like take your phrasing. And my immediate thought was because they are home.
They are home.
And here, but here's the thing: they've now passed the torch to their kids who better be tough, because hey, our family business is being tough and running restaurants. Like that's what we do. We tough and we extort the block so we can have our restaurant here. That's what we do. So, and no matter what movie you've watched, outside of Scarface, which good luck with that, right? But whether it was The Godfather or Goodfellas or The Untouchables, like to Mace's point, everybody put in their work. There was never the one guy that killed everybody. It was we all killers. That's why we hang together. Like that's our team, the killers. Like, what I'm saying? Like this is what we do here. And unfortunately, we have grown up in the culture of, I'm gonna go get somebody, which I love Mace's point about this. He was like, this is why I don't respect big homie. He was like, that's why I have the problems I got, because I'm not gonna chill. Who is this nigga? He said, I was raised that you gotta go out here, you gotta put in your own work, and that's how you get your name out here. You don't send nobody to do your work, you don't make calls, you don't pay nobody to handle nothing. You get out here and you do it. And I was like, yo, I respect that, because eventually the person that you're going to call is going to be unavailable. It's going to be unavailable. And it could be life, death, or vacation. You never know. You just never know. And if you're not able to take care of yourself out here with some problems that you cause, then man, it's going to be, unfortunately, a very short or just a long, painful life for you. So I look at that and I'm just like, not only does Jay Prince need to, quote, go home and be old, but at the same time, it's probably just in his best interest to let his sons know and anybody else know that, hey, look, man, this was the route I took, and it's cool y'all not that. You don't have to be this way. Again, fear of love, we're seeing every month with the internet that everybody better start choosing love out here. Unless you're Diddy, because
took the words right out my mouth. Took the words right out my mouth.
Yeah, because obviously love meant something different for him. He was covering up some stuff with love. But that's neither here nor there. But yeah, man, I don't know. We down. Like, I think everybody that's left, what is it? E40, JD, Teddy Riley. There ain't too many left though. Ain't too many left. It's like, but hey, yo, be about the art, be about music if that's what you're really about. Because the new 40-year-olds and the early 50-year-olds, It's a wrap. It's a wrap for you telling us what to do, dog. Like, and most likely we are the era that just didn't want to hear that shit anyway. And,
ass.
and to the young guys, to your other point, because you are so right about the young guys now. Remember the days when the Glock 9 was the one thing you had to worry about in the street? Like that was the biggest weapon. The Glock 9mm. That was it. Yo, like, yeah, nigga. Like most kids had revolvers, even in Juice. Bishop killed everybody with a revolver. All right.
Oh,
the motherfucker. He hit them with everybody with that. And he caused a lot of damage. Now these kids, they have the Iraq guns. They got Russia guns now. I am out the way, dog. I like being.
You see the nigga with a hand grenade.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, listen, I like being the cool old fly nigga, man. That's what I enjoy being. I tell these young guys, even the ones I work with, I was like, yo, I'd be like, hey, look, it's time for a little dinosaur talk. That's what I got for you today. And I'd be like, hey, look, I am not trying to look old. I was like, look, you see gray hair? Good. That means you need to know I've been out here 3 decades before you got here. That's what you need to know. That's what you need to know. Hey, listen, I was outside doing the things that you're doing now when your mother was getting impregnated by you. That's what you need to know about me. You know what I'm saying? When your father was skeeting in your mother, I was probably skeeting in another girl similar to that, condom, of course. So we shouldn't relate too often. We shouldn't be in the same places. Not trying to be there. You do your thing. I'll do mine, kid. Stay out of my way. Rest in peace, Prodigy.
What else you gonna say after that?
You know, hey man,
What else you gonna say after that?
You know, made in the 1980s, man. We was live. We live. Appreciate everybody that's hopped in. We appreciate y'all. You know what I'm saying? Any more like music topics or takes you wanna discuss?
One day we're gonna have to switch it up, man. We're gonna have to go more my realm. We're gonna have to go into the R&B world one day.
Oh, for sure.
We have to go into the R&B world one day.
We could, that is absolutely nothing. I am matter of fact, I want to tell you, I want to ask you, matter of fact, in case I don't have it, what album should I be listening to outside of Catering Out of Timeless?
Right now?
Oh, I forgot about Sir's heavy album. Forgot.
Right now, I've been heavy on that Casablanca, that Marsha Ambrosius.
Ah, okay.
It took me a couple listens. It took me about 3-4 listens, but after I really like got into a zone where I was actually could hear it, it grew on me. It grew on me heavy.
Hey, you want to know why it was it took so long for you to actually like it?
I know. Shut up.
But we gotta say it. We gotta say why.
It was produced by Dre.
You damn right. I keep telling you niggas as my camera blurs as I get up in arms about this. Hey, look, man. Dr. Dre executive produced this album by Marsha Ambrosius. That's why I'm not in a rush. Sorry. And unfortunately, y'all can't point to an album that's not his, that he's produced every single track on it, that's fire the first time you heard it. It don't exist. Don't exist. Run the list. Go ahead and lie in my face and tell me he produced every song on Doggy Style. Just do it. Then tell me he did every song for the Dog Pound. Do it. I want to hear it. Tell me all them beats on the documentary or the Slim Shady LP was Dr. Dre beats. Just let me hear it.
Man, we'll talk about that another time, man.
Yeah. Hey, I can't wait. Hey, anybody, I'm letting y'all know right now, whenever y'all want to have the hip hop producers conversation with Wang and I, we are here for it. I can't wait. So I can make a strong case of why Dr. Dre should be in y'all top 10s out here. I can't wait.
Well, like I said, I go on vacation soon. All we need to do is get Dub.
Hey, he need to answer the damn chat. That's what he need to do. That's what he need to do.
Oh, he might be mad at me about the LL Cool J comment, but
yeah, hey, matter of fact, that's what I gotta listen to. And then we going live with him. We ain't prepping nothing. I'm just gonna turn it on.
I'm playing it. I'm listening to it tomorrow.
Hey, that's a bet. Same.
I have plans on playing it tomorrow.
Yeah, man, it's got to happen now. I was like, oh, he doing interviews too. I was like, okay. LL Cool J's he's an interesting guy, man. I do have some funny things to say.
After watching this interview with Charlamagne, I've seen why Dub slapped Buddy.
Yeah,
I get it now. I get it now.
And I only seen a couple clips, and I was like, yeah, see, I was like, okay, Dub kind of winning right now. Like Dub kind of winning right now. I kind of feel what he's saying now. So yeah, oh yeah, we gonna definitely do that. Man, you know what? We'll stop here. You know, maybe we'll have a reason to get back on live and talk some more. Again, hey, look, whenever y'all ready for a real Dr. Dre conversation, man, just let me know. Just hit me up. You know, I'm available. I don't be as active on social media anymore because mental health matters, and also because I want to get my opinion so y'all in a whole different way. And it's called Made in the 1980s. That's where you're gonna get what I gotta say. I'm no longer wasting all of this vitriol and passing fleeting messages. No, we're gonna sit down. We're gonna really talk about things moving forward. That's how I want to do this. So whenever y'all ready, anybody, Jones, anybody want to talk Dr. Dre, Wang, because I know you got him in your top 5 producers. I know you do. We're gonna talk about it.
We'll talk about it. We're gonna talk about it.
All right. Hey man. Well, again, for the third and final time, man, thank y'all for tuning in. We appreciate you. We will be back sooner than we were the last time. And just know that it's always love.